Welcome to Lost at 3 a.m. Put your phone down, close your eyes, and let this be the last video you hear tonight. Relax, breathe, and let's begin. Tonight, we're journeying to a galaxy far, far away, exploring the world of Star Wars, a universe filled with legendary heroes, ancient wisdom, and unforgettable stories. From mystical forces that bind the galaxy together to epic battles between light and dark, Star Wars has captured the imagination of millions for generations. More than just a space adventure, it's a story about hope, friendship, and the battle between fear and courage. Whether you've watched the films countless times or are just discovering the magic, this journey will explore the stories, secrets, and timeless lessons hidden in the stars. So as we explore the galaxy together, imagine twin suns setting on the horizon, the hum of a lightsaber igniting, and the vast expanse of space stretching endlessly beyond. Let's begin. Star Wars began as the vision of filmmaker George Lucas, a story that would change the landscape of cinema forever. But its origins were far from simple. In the early 1970s, George Lucas, inspired by mythology, classic adventure serials, and samurai films, set out to create a space fantasy unlike anything seen before. He drew inspiration from Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, blending ancient storytelling structures with futuristic worlds, creating a tale that felt both timeless and new. Lucas envisioned a saga filled with knights, wizards, and princesses, but set among the stars. Influences came from Japanese cinema, particularly Akira Kurosawa's The Hidden Fortress, which inspired the dynamic between two minor characters observing a grand conflict, mirrored in R2-D2 and C-3PO, classic westerns, World War II dogfights, and even mythological figures like King Arthur shaped the ideas behind the Jedi, the Sith, and the struggle between light and dark. The road to making Star Wars was not easy. Studios were hesitant. The idea of a space opera with mystical warriors and strange creatures seemed too risky for mainstream audiences. Yet, Lucas persisted. Finally, in 1977, Star Wars: A New Hope premiered, and the world was forever changed. The groundbreaking use of practical effects, including miniature models and blue screen technology, redefined visual storytelling. Spaceships soared through space, lightsabers crackled with energy, and worlds felt vast and alive. The film's blend of action, heart, and mythology captivated audiences, becoming an instant cultural phenomenon. But the true magic of Star Wars wasn't just the visuals, it was the storytelling. At its core, it was about hope, heroism, and believing in something greater than yourself. It was about an ordinary farm boy who became a hero, a princess who led a rebellion, and a dark villain seeking redemption. As you close your eyes, imagine the quiet hum of a starship drifting through space, the endless stars stretching beyond sight, and the feeling that adventure is just beginning. At the heart of Star Wars lies the Skywalker Saga, a sweeping generational tale of family, destiny, and the eternal battle between light and darkness. Spanning 3 trilogies, it tells the story of hope, loss, redemption, and the power of choice across multiple generations. It all begins with Anakin Skywalker, a young slave on Tatooine who was prophesied to bring balance to the Force. Discovered by Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, Anakin's journey started with promise but became tragic. His fear of loss, love for his family, and desire for power slowly drew him toward the dark side. Manipulated by Emperor Palpatine, he fell, becoming the Sith Lord Darth Vader, one of the most feared figures in the galaxy. Yet, the story didn't end there. Anakin's children, Luke and Leia, were separated at birth to protect them from their father's darkness. Luke, a humble farm boy, discovered his Jedi heritage and embarked on a path of growth, learning from masters like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. Leia, on the other hand, became a fearless leader in the rebellion, embodying strength, wisdom, and hope. As Luke trained as a Jedi, he faced his greatest test, not just defeating Vader, but redeeming him. His faith in his father's lingering goodness allowed Anakin to break free from the Emperor's control, saving Luke and sacrificing himself in the process. It was a powerful reminder that even those consumed by darkness can find their way back to the light. Years later, the saga continued with a new generation in the sequel trilogy. Rey, a scavenger from Jakku, emerged as a Force-sensitive hero seeking her place in the galaxy. Meanwhile, Ben Solo, also known as Kylo Ren, the son of Leia and Han, struggled with the legacy of his family, torn between the light and the darkness, echoing his grandfather's story. The Skywalker saga is more than just battles and lightsabers. It's a story about family, the choices we make, and the idea that no one is beyond redemption. The bond between Luke, Leia, and Anakin reminds us that hope endures, even in the face of great darkness. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine the twin suns of Tatooine setting, the sound of a lightsaber igniting in the distance, and the quiet pulse of destiny echoing across the stars. A galaxy where hope is never truly lost. Star Wars is defined by its unforgettable characters, heroes, villains, and everything in between, each representing powerful themes of growth, redemption, and the battle between light and darkness. At the heart of the saga is Luke Skywalker, the reluctant hero who begins as a simple farm boy on Tatooine and transforms into a powerful Jedi Knight. His journey from wide-eyed dreamer to the last hope of the galaxy echoes the classic hero's journey. Luke isn't perfect. He faces doubt, fear, and failure, but his strength comes from his belief in redemption and hope, especially when it comes to his father, Darth Vader. Darth Vader, formerly Anakin Skywalker, is the embodiment of tragedy. Once a brave Jedi, he was consumed by fear and anger, manipulated into becoming a Sith Lord. His story serves as a cautionary tale of how even the strongest can fall when driven by fear and obsession with power. Yet, despite his darkness, Vader's redemption through the love of his son proves that no one is beyond saving. Princess Leia Organa redefined heroism in cinema. She wasn't just royalty. She was a leader, a strategist, and a warrior. From her defiance against the Empire in A New Hope to leading the Resistance in the sequel trilogy, Leia's strength came not just from her power, but from her wisdom, empathy, and unwavering fight for justice. Yoda, the wise Jedi Master, taught us that strength doesn't come from physical power, but from the mind and spirit. His lessons on patience, balance, and self-control shaped Luke's growth and remain some of the most profound teachings in the series. Do or do not, there is no try. Simple, yet timeless. Han Solo, the charming smuggler-turned-hero, represented the reluctant warrior. Initially motivated by self-interest, Han's growth came through friendship, love, and finding a cause greater than himself. His relationship with Leia and his role in the rebellion showed that heroism can come from the most unexpected places. And then there's Rey, a scavenger from Jakku who rises from obscurity to become a Jedi. Rey's story mirrors Luke's but also explores themes of self-discovery, identity, and personal strength. Her battle against Kylo Ren, torn between the light and dark, mirrors the generational struggle of the Skywalker family. These characters, so different yet connected, remind us that heroism isn't about perfection. It's about growth, choices, and standing up against darkness, even when the odds seem impossible. As you close your eyes tonight, picture the vast galaxy full of these legends, the hum of a lightsaber, the wisdom of Yoda's teachings, and the quiet courage of heroes who remind us that hope will always endure. The Force is the heart of Star Wars, a mystical energy that binds the galaxy together, transcending space, time, and even life itself. More than just a source of power, the Force is a reflection of balance, connection, and destiny, a concept that turns the saga into something far deeper than a space adventure. At its core, the Force is described as an energy field created by all living things, surrounding and flowing through everything. It connects people, planets, and even the stars. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter, as Yoda once explained, emphasizing that the Force is tied to the very essence of existence. The Jedi, the peacekeepers of the galaxy, believe in the light side of the Force. It represents wisdom, compassion, and selflessness. Jedi are taught to let go of personal attachments and seek inner harmony, using the Force to heal, protect, and defend. Their strength comes not from aggression, but from clarity, control, and empathy. On the other side, the dark side of the Force is fueled by fear, anger, and hatred. The Sith, followers of the dark side, believe in power and dominance, drawing strength from their emotions and personal desires. Figures like Darth Vader and Darth Sidious embodied this philosophy, using the dark side as a tool for control, corruption, and personal gain. But the Force is not so simple as good versus evil. It's about balance. The prophecy of the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, foretold someone who would bring balance to the Force. But balance wasn't about eliminating one side entirely. It was about understanding both light and darkness and choosing peace over power. The Force also connects individuals in profound ways. Force bonds, like the connection between Rey and Kylo Ren, show how the Force can link two beings across great distances, blurring the lines between conflict and understanding. Even in moments of great pain, the Force offers visions, guidance, and the lingering presence of those who have passed, like Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin, who return as Force spirits, continuing to guide the living. Perhaps the most beautiful truth of the Force is that it exists within everyone, not just the Jedi or Sith. As shown in The Last Jedi, the young boy with the broom, an ordinary child, represents the idea that anyone can be connected to this energy. Anyone can find strength within themselves. As you drift off to sleep, imagine the quiet hum of the Force, a gentle energy flowing around you, steady and calm, reminding you that even in the darkest moments, light can always be found. The making of Star Wars wasn't just a breakthrough in storytelling. It reshaped the way movies were made forever. Behind the epic space battles, glowing lightsabers, and unforgettable characters lies a galaxy of fascinating details that brought this universe to life. The iconic hum of the lightsaber, surprisingly simple. Sound designer Ben Burt created it by blending the hum of an old movie projector with the electrical feedback from a broken television set. That blend of crackling energy made the lightsaber feel alive, almost as if it were vibrating with power in the hands of the Jedi. And then there's Chewbacca's voice. His deep, emotional roars weren't created by a human voice. Instead, they were pieced together from real animal recordings. Bears, lions, walruses, all layered and mixed until Chewie could express everything from frustration to loyalty without a single word. Even Darth Vader's breathing was crafted from the simplest of ideas. That slow, mechanical sound was created by recording the rhythmic exhale of a scuba tank. Just a breath, but it became one of the most chilling sound effects in film history. Yoda's design was another story altogether. Believe it or not, early sketches made him look more like a garden gnome. It wasn't until puppeteer Frank Oz helped finalize his wise green appearance, along with providing his unforgettable voice, that Yoda became the Jedi Master we know today. And C-3PO's golden suit? It looked impressive, but was far from comfortable. Anthony Daniels had to be partially bolted into the stiff metal costume every day on set, making it nearly impossible to sit down or move naturally. Yet somehow, he brought C-3PO to life with humor and charm, even when the suit was far from cooperative. The Millennium Falcon, that unforgettable, rugged ship, has its own quirky origin too. George Lucas once described the design as a hamburger with an olive stuck on the side. Its asymmetrical, worn-down appearance made it feel like a ship with history, a vessel that had seen countless adventures. And speaking of unforgettable moments, the famous "I love you, I know" exchange between Leia and Han Solo was completely improvised. The original script had a more traditional response, But Harrison Ford felt Han would be more reserved, and with that simple line, a legendary scene was born. The groundbreaking special effects behind Star Wars were equally transformative. George Lucas and his team at Industrial Light and Magic pioneered motion control cameras, allowing for sweeping, dynamic spaceship shots that had never been done before. Miniatures, hand-painted matte backgrounds, and practical effects created entire galaxies without CGI. These creative choices didn't just shape Star Wars, they changed cinema forever, proving that imagination, even with limited tools, can create entire worlds. As you close your eyes tonight, picture the hum of a lightsaber, the distant roar of a starship, and the quiet sound of a galaxy where anything, absolutely anything, is possible. Beyond the films, the Star Wars universe stretches far deeper than the Skywalker saga. It has expanded into a vast galaxy of stories, worlds, and legends, far richer than what was shown on the big screen. The expanded universe, now often referred to as Star Wars Legends, was the first to explore the galaxy's stories beyond the original trilogy. These books, comics, and games filled in the gaps between the films, imagining new heroes, ancient Jedi orders, and far-off worlds. Stories like Heir to the Empire introduced Grand Admiral Thrawn, a brilliant tactician from the remnants of the Empire, while the Knights of the Old Republic games explored the ancient conflicts between Jedi and Sith thousands of years before Luke Skywalker. But when Disney acquired Star Wars in 2012, they made a bold choice. Much of the expanded universe was rebranded as Legends, a separate timeline, no longer official canon. This decision allowed a fresh creative slate for the sequel trilogy while preserving the original material as a rich set of alternative stories. Since then, the official canon has expanded with new stories and characters that stay closely connected to the films. The animated series, The Clone Wars, deepened Anakin Skywalker's fall and introduced fan favorites like Ahsoka Tano. Rebels continued the fight against the Empire, while shows like The Mandalorian brought new life to the galaxy, focusing on the mysterious Din Djarin and the fan favorite Grogu, better known as Baby Yoda. Even side characters from the films have been explored further. Boba Fett, once a mysterious figure with few lines, received his own expanded backstory, leading to the Disney Plus series, The Book of Boba Fett, while Rogue One gave us a glimpse into the early days of the rebellion and the sacrifices made before the events of A New Hope. The High Republic era, a newer addition to Star Wars storytelling, explores the galaxy centuries before the films, during the golden age of the Jedi Order, when the Force was understood in its purest form. What makes the Star Wars universe so special is its limitless potential. The galaxy is vast enough to explore every kind of story: epic wars, personal struggles, political intrigue, and quiet moments of hope. As you drift off tonight, imagine the twin suns of Tatooine fading behind the horizon. Countless untold stories scattered among the stars, waiting to be discovered, each whispering through the Force. The music of Star Wars isn't just a soundtrack, it's the heartbeat of the galaxy, a language that speaks when words alone can't express the depth of the story. From moments of triumph to quiet reflections, the music shapes the emotional core of the saga. It all begins with the iconic main theme. Those first triumphant notes, bright, bold, and full of wonder, set the stage for an epic adventure across the stars. It's not just a piece of music, it's the sound of hope, of infinite possibilities, the promise of a journey larger than life. But Star Wars isn't just about excitement. The music carries profound emotional weight. Think of Luke's binary sunset, that quiet moment on Tatooine, when Luke gazes at the twin suns, longing for something greater. The music rises gently, swelling into a soft crescendo, not of action, but of dreaming. It captures the quiet ache of wanting more, a feeling we've all shared. Then there's the Imperial March, dark, relentless. The heavy, pounding rhythm perfectly mirrors Darth Vader, a looming figure of fear and power. Yet even in its darkness, the theme feels controlled. reflecting Vader's internal struggle. Order, power, but also pain. And what about the pure elegance of Leia's theme? Soft strings, delicate and gentle, just like Leia herself, graceful but unyielding. It plays not just for her beauty, but for her strength and compassion, reminding us that quiet leadership can be just as powerful as any battle. The music doesn't just follow the action, it tells the story. In Duel of the Fates, the choir chants rise and fall as Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon battle Darth Maul. The intensity isn't just for the fight, it's the sound of destiny shifting, of fates intertwining in ways the characters can't yet understand. John Williams' music gave Star Wars more than just sound, it gave it soul. Even without the visuals, the score can transport you across the galaxy, making you feel the hope of the rebellion, the tragedy of Anakin's fall, and the triumph of redemption. As you drift off to sleep, imagine the gentle hum of strings, the sound of twin suns setting, and the quiet promise that even in the darkest moments, the music of hope will always rise. The impact of Star Wars extends far beyond the screen. It's not just a movie series, it's a global phenomenon that has reshaped storytelling, cinema, and pop culture in ways few other stories ever have. When A New Hope premiered in 1977, no one could have predicted the scale of what it would become. The galaxy George Lucas created wasn't just captivating, it felt alive. Audiences didn't just watch a movie, they were transported into a universe filled with strange planets, mystical warriors, and the eternal struggle between light and dark. But what made Star Wars truly special wasn't just the spectacle, it was its mythology. The timeless themes of hope, family, and redemption resonated deeply. The idea that even a humble farm boy like Luke Skywalker could rise to face overwhelming darkness struck a universal chord. It reminded us that heroism isn't about power, it's about courage, empathy, and the choices we make. The cultural influence of Star Wars can be seen everywhere. Phrases like, "May the Force be with you," and "I am your father," have become part of everyday language. The films inspired countless tributes, parodies, and references across music, television, and art. From The Simpsons to Stranger Things. Even the visual language of cinema was forever changed. The groundbreaking special effects, pioneered by industrial light and magic, set new standards for filmmaking, while the saga's success proved that audiences were ready for long-form, interconnected storytelling, a blueprint for today's franchises. But Star Wars didn't just inspire filmmakers, it inspired people. The themes of overcoming fear, standing for what's right, and believing in hope have shaped generations. Fans across the world gather every year to celebrate their love for the series at Star Wars Celebration, dressed as Jedi, Sith, and everything in between. The community has become as rich as the galaxy itself, filled with creativity, passion, and shared storytelling. And Star Wars continues to evolve. From the new stories of The Mandalorian and Ahsoka to fan-created art, music, and cosplay, the saga reminds us that stories never truly end. They grow, inspire, and continue to spark imagination for generations. Star Wars isn't just a movie, it's a symbol of how stories can unite us, inspire us, and remind us that even in the face of darkness, hope will always rise. As you close your eyes tonight, imagine the quiet drift of a starship across the endless sky, the pulse of distant stars, and the feeling that, no matter how vast the galaxy may seem, there will always be a spark of hope waiting to rise. Star Wars has always been more than just a story. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, hope endures. Across galaxies, through generations, its message has remained simple yet profound, that light can always rise, even when it feels far away. The saga reminds us that heroes can come from anywhere. A farm boy on Tatooine, a scavenger from Jakku, a princess turned rebel leader. Each of them faced impossible odds, yet their courage, empathy, and belief in something greater made all the difference. Their stories show that bravery isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to do what's right, even when you're afraid. But Star Wars also teaches us about redemption. Even those who have fallen, like Anakin Skywalker, were never beyond saving. It wasn't power or strength that redeemed him. It was the love of his son. A quiet reminder that compassion, not violence, is what truly changes the galaxy. The Force itself, the heartbeat of the story, echoes this balance. Light and dark, hope and despair, they exist together. Yet the choice to seek peace, understanding, and connection is what brings balance, reminding us that kindness and empathy hold the greatest power of all. And perhaps that's why Star Wars has lasted for so long, because its message feels timeless. Whether it's a battle among the stars or a quiet moment of reflection, it speaks to something universal, the belief that even in difficult times, we can find our way back to the light. So as you drift off to sleep tonight, imagine the vastness of space, the endless stars glowing softly in the distance, a quiet galaxy at peace, the sound of a lightsaber fading, the warmth of twin suns rising again, a reminder that no matter how dark the night, the light will always return. Thank you for spending your evening with Lost at 3 a.m. Sleep well, and may the Force be with you.